Hey everyone, it's math on the 100th day of school. So for math today, you'll need a paper that looks like this. And you'll also need your tens and ones blocks. We're going to build equations that equal 100. It might sound a little bit tricky, but I'll show you how. And you can do this for sure. I know you can. So why don't you gather those supplies if you haven't already and come on back. I'll share my camera with you so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so we are building equations that equal 100. The first thing we're going to do is just use our tens blocks. Okay, so you're going to need to build the number 100 with your tens blocks to start out with. So make sure you have enough of these that will equal 100. So do you remember how many tens blocks you need to make 100? That's right, you need 10 of them. So let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so I have 100. And now I want you to make sure that you have 100. So go ahead, count yours out, make sure you have 100. And then we'll go on to the next step. So once you have 100, we're going to start making equations. So what I'm going to do is split these into two different piles. Okay, so over here I have 10, 20, 30, 40. So that'll be my first number. I'm going to put 40 plus, how many is this? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 40 plus 60. We know how many it equals, right? Because we started out with 100. So we know that if we put them back together, that's 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 40 plus 60 equals 100. Right? Remember parts and wholes when we were talking about parts and wholes? This is our whole, right? Our whole is 100. If we split it into two parts, part plus part equals whole, we have 100 again. So see how many different ways you can break this up to make 100. Okay, so break it into two parts. Record your two parts. Something plus something equals 100. Now, if you want to get tricky, you can break it into more than two parts, right? So I could break it into three parts. So this is 10, 20 plus, let's see how many this one is, 10, 20, 30, 40. 20 plus 40 plus 10, 20, 30, 40. 20 plus 40 plus 40 equals 100. You can do this, right? Isn't that cool? We're making equations that equal 100. So I want you to do some of these, okay? Do at least 5 of them, okay? And then come on back to me. So pause me right now and do at least 5. You can do more if you want to. And then come on back and we're going to add a twist to this so that our equations are even a little trickier. Okay. If you're here now, I am expecting that you have at least 5 equations written on your paper and you're ready for the next step. Okay, so then for the next step, what we're going to do is take out one of these tens blocks and we're going to replace it with some ones blocks. How many ones blocks do you think I'll need if I'm taking away a 10, but I still want this to equal 100? So how many ones blocks should I add? 10, right? Because I took out a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So now I have 9 tens and 10s ones, and this still makes 100. Let's just double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, I have 100. Do you have 100? Why don't you double check yours to make sure? Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to split these into two parts and record our equations. So this time I'm going to put some 10s here, some 10s here, some 1s here, some 1s here. Let's record the numbers. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 34 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. 34 plus 66 equals, how many is it when we put all these back together? How many was what was our whole to start out with? 100, right? 34 plus 66 equals 100. Now you could do it with 3 parts like we did before. So make this into 3 groups. Okay, so let's see. What is our first group here? 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 plus 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Plus 34 plus, let's see how many we have down here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43. Now, when we put all those together, what does that equal? Do you remember? What's our whole? 100. Everything we're doing today equals 100, right? So 23 plus 34 plus 43 equals 100. Could you break this into 4 parts if you wanted to? Could you do this? Could you do that? Sure. Oh, you can't see my parts way down here, can you? I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize those were off the camera. And so are these. So let me try and back up the camera a little bit. There we go. Yeah, you could break it into 4 parts if you wanted to, right? Could you break it into 5 parts? Sure. And then record your equations. See if you can fill this paper with equations that equal 100. How many equations can you make? That's your challenge for today. Show me some really good, really tricky equations that equal 100. I know that you are all the trickiest people that I know, and you're so good at math. So I'm excited to see what you come up with. All right, everyone, have lots of fun with this one. Happy 100th day.